Hi, class. Nice to meet you. I'm John Cohn. I'm going to be the professor in your Web Design 2 course. You probably have already had me since I teach all the Web Design 1, so hi again. So here we are, obviously doing online. So normally, most of our classes are obviously in face or face-to-face, face-to-face. But as you can see, we're not. So unfortunately, we're going to be doing it this way. So, but every obstacle is an opportunity. This is something that maybe we can learn from and develop from. And particularly with web design, I mean it's web design, right? So it just makes sense that maybe this course should be online. So we're going to do the best we can. So the purpose of this video, though, is to basically introduce you to the course structure and how we are going to proceed. Okay, so it's sort of like what I would normally do in the first day of class kind of thing. But this is particularly poignant because obviously we're in a different scenario. I'm not sure how your other online classes have worked, so we're going to do this. All right? Alrighty, so first things first we need to do is log into Blackboard. So I'm just going to choose your favorite web browser. Generally speaking, believe it or not, Blackboard works the best, so it's cecil.blackboard.com. Blackboard actually runs best typically on Firefox. Most things usually it's Chrome is better, but at least that's what I was told. If you are having issues with it, try going to Chrome, or if you're in Chrome, try going to here or whatever. Try a different one. Okay, so, but not Internet Explorer. Never Internet Explorer. So go to your courses. And then if we scroll all the way down, you can see I teach a couple of courses here. Web development. Okay. All right, so we are now in the web development. So I'm assuming that all of your classes, at least most of your classes, if you have any in-person class, I'd be surprised, but probably all of your classes are online. So everyone's going to do it probably a little bit differently. Some have a lot of experience. Some have basically none. But you probably, when you're in all those courses, all your other courses, you don't know where to start. They might have sent you information already. Probably. They're probably more on top of it than I am. But if they did not, generally speaking, there's always the Start Here section. So that's the thing you should click, okay? And it's going to be the same thing here. So if you click there, basically what you're going to see is the Start Here and Course Overview, okay? So this just says, hey, this is what it is. If I click on Course Overview, it's just going to give me basically like, welcome to Web Design 2. Typical nonsense. It's basically the course description. This is things that you should be doing, like looking at the interface. And then there's a link to go directly to week 1, which is right here. Okay, let's skip that for a second. Just want to go through Blackboard just so you see all the things that are in here. You probably already know this, but just to check our bases here. I don't think that's the saying. But anyway, so first off, obviously, here's my grades, faculty information. Regardless of any class, whether it's in person or not, this is always supposed to be filled out by the professor. So if you ever need to contact them, that's what you want to do. Click on that faculty information, and that should guide you to how to contact them. So in this case, basically what you're going to see is you're going to see a picture of me, and then you'll see the email. So there's my email address that you can email me if you have any issues. Here is my office phone number. I might not bother calling it because I'm not there. Unless you want to leave a bunch of angry texts, and then I can look at them later and laugh. Okay, when I finally get back on campus. But otherwise, I ain't getting them. My office, again, I'm not there. So that also is going to happen. But what I did instead is I actually added another number onto my phone, which is this one here. Okay, so if for some reason you're running into some sort of issue and, try emailing me first, but, if it's more immediate or something, just go ahead and text me. Don't call me because that's weird. But you can just text me, hey, I'm stuck on this, or hey, is this due, or, and then I'll just respond, and that'll be it. Or if you need more help, then I'll be like, okay, I'll call you or something, and then we can set up like a meeting or something like that. But that's what that phone number's for, okay? Obviously, use it sparingly. I don't need you to, be like, oh, we're all going out this week, and oh, my girlfriend doesn't like. I don't need to know your life story. It's just there for the purposes of this. Okay, so I mean, we're all lonely, I guess, but some of us like being lonely. So these are my office hours. Basically, it just means that my big behind will be in the seat during those hours there. So those would be the best time to try and contact me. Although honestly, you can try all sorts of times. I don't really care, just whenever. All right. So, and then this is you've obviously been in my class before because this is web design too. So this is to go to my website. So I have a personal website and I post all the stuff there. You may have noticed that it's gotten a bit of a facelift from last time that you saw it. I'm still kind of working out the kinks, so it's a little bit but that's a direct link to it. So that's that. Now, let's say you do text me or you do have some sort of issue or you email me like, oh, blah, blah, blah. I can't see what you're doing. So what we can use instead, and if you were here last semester, you might have noticed that they added what we call, or not what we call, what is called Collaborate. And basically what Collaborate is, it's Zoom, Skype, whatever, the video conferencing software built into Blackboard. So what we can do is you can say, hey, I'm stuck or something. I can create a session on here. If I say, hey, let's meet in the virtual meeting area, this is what I'm talking about. So what you're going to do is you're going to Blackboard, you're going to click on this, I will create a session, and then you and I can look at each other like this, and I can look at your screen, you can look at my screen, we can interact, okay? So there are things that we can do to try and, mimic the normal working atmosphere of in-person class, okay? Next is email. You can just email me real quick through that. That's also how I will be emailing you. And then we have discussions. So there will be discussions. There's going to be the introductions discussion right off the bat on the first thing here. Then there's announcements. So if I need to yell at the class as a whole, I will post them here. So that's what the name suggests. It's announcements, right? And then you'll see there's assignments. All the assignments will be posted here. All right. So let's go ahead and go to week one. Week one. So generally speaking, this is the way that's set up. Whenever you go to a section, right, if it's a section you're supposed to do, start at the top and you work your way down. Now, we have week one here. So this is this week's material. The way this is going to run is this. On midnight, Monday, every week, I'm going to post the next week of material. So this midnight is week one. And then on the 31st, I think we go to 31st this month. On the 31st, I am going at midnight, Monday, I am going to post week two. And you'll see week two over here. And then on the following, September 7th, on Monday at midnight, you will see week 3, and so on and so forth all the way down the line. So basically, every week, a new course content link is going to pop up, and you will simply click on those, and then you will complete what's in this section, and you have basically 1 week to get that done. Okay, so that's how it works. Basically, that's like each week of class is going to show up here 1 week at a time. That's all right. Now, so what you're going to do is you're going to click on it. So this was the first week. You'll click on this, and then you just go right down the line. So I'll click on week one introduction. Basically, all it does is says what we're doing this week. It's just a topical outline. It says, what should you know by the time this is done? And then what we're doing in that class, okay? It's kind of it's a pedagogy thing, if you will, which doesn't mean anything. It just means that it's for, good learning. Then the next thing here is the lecture, which is just a direct link to my website. It'll be a direct link to the specific web page that you're supposed to view for the week. Okay, so basically it's the same thing as what I would do in class, but it's a website. And all you're going to do is just peruse through it. For web design 2, quite honestly, there's not going to be a lot on this. It's mostly going to just be about critiquing and kind of tweaking your skills. I mean, I'm going to teach some new information, but it's going to be a lot of that, okay? So you'll kind of go through and go, yep, read the stuff and go through, yada, 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 so on and so forth. And then when you get to the end here, you can see right now it says week 1 assignment, which is this lab. So it just says what it is here. And you're going to see there's always 4 categories, and each one is worth 25%. And these are what I grade your thing based on, right? So it's basic, this, and this. And then these are kind of things about each of those. And then you'll see, okay, where are the resource for the assignment? There's the video tutorials, which will be posted right here. I don't have them up yet because I'm trying to make it... trying to make my YouTube video playlist a little bit cleaner so they go in line and in order. So I haven't since this is the first one. I already made the videos, but since this is the first one, I want to make sure it's it's in order. So I got to upload this first, and then I know I can adjust it afterwards. But anyhow, that's what. Then the lab material. So in order to complete the assignment, if there's any images or text or anything I need you to put in there, I will be posting. I will upload it here, so that'll be posted there. Yeah. And then at the very end, basically, I just say, did you do these things you're supposed to get done by the end of the week? And then you're like, yeah, I did, or didn't. It's up to you. And then that's that. So that's what you're going to do. Now, there's one other thing I want to cover on this before we move on, and that is the assignments. I just want to explain how that's going to work real quick. Okay. So there are 3 categories, basically, of things that'll be graded. Labs. I think my dog farted. Stinks. Labs, projects, and discussion boards. Okay? So what the labs is that every week you will have to complete a lab. So the idea is that normally if we were in class, you would come into class, and this is normally the way because my classes are very practical, I would do stuff like a demo, and you would do the demo with me. That's basically what this is. So I'm going to do a thing, and then you are going to do the exact thing that I'm doing. I want it to be literally what I'm doing, and then you will submit that. So it's a pretty easy grade, really, because literally all you got to do is just watch a video and follow the video, and just make sure yours is the same. That's it, okay? And so that, if you look, there's 13 of those. There's one for each week, and they're worth 50%. And then there's 3 projects, which are 40%, and discussion boards are 4, which are 10%. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. Now, normally, again, in a class, you would have outside homework. I know everything's homework now, so don't give me that business. But normally there's outside homework. So for us, your homework are your projects, and there's going to be 3 major projects, okay? Now, the projects themselves are basically the same thing as the labs. So each project is basically like if you took 4 labs, that would be what that project is. But the difference is, with the labs, you have to do exactly what I'm doing. With the projects, you're going to use what you learned in the lab to create something that's very similar, but it's going to be your own, right? So it'll both reiterate and kind of help you retain what we did in the labs, as well as allow you for creativity and exploration and things like that. There's no real limits. All requirements, but it's more lets you kind of be your own person and express and arty stuff, okay? So that's what the projects are. Now, where the labs are due every week, the projects are just due by the end of the semester. So those are really super flexible, but the labs are not. So basically, the labs will be due each week. If you don't get it done in the week, it's a letter grade reduction, and then if you don't get it done in 2 weeks, it's a 0. That's basically it. But once you go past that week, it's a letter reduction for the whole week. So it's not like you go from an A to a B to a C. It'll just go from an A to a B, the starting point. But you'll just be a B starting at a B. Okay, so don't worry about like, oh, I gotta get done. I mean, you should, because, get your work done. But anyway, that's how that's working. But the project's just due by the end. But obviously what you should do is every time we get done with a lab, and I'm going to post the assignment, the project, onto Blackboard once we're done with, like, the lab that would have been the last lab you needed in order to complete it. You should probably have the project done, like, a week or 2 weeks after we've done the labs that go to it. So don't wait till the end, obviously. But I'm going to be pretty flexible with that one. That way there's some flexibility, and there's also no flexibility with this. And then you'll see there's 4 discussion boards, but there's only 3 projects. So there's going to be the first discussion board, which is just the introduction. So you're just going to basically go onto the discussion board and just write about yourself. I got some things there. That's the first one. And then the other 3 is for every time that you finish the project, you're going to submit it to me for grading, and then you're also going to post it on the discussion board for review from your peers. So basically you'll post it, and then you have to respond to 2 other posts. So basically you're going to put your site up there. People will be like, ooh, that looks great. And then you will also respond to. Now, you might notice, depending on the size of this class, because the class is kind of small, I am probably going to just disregard the discussion boards altogether, because right now, currently, there's only 2 in this class, and you can't really respond to 2 others if there's, we can respond to your own, you know what I mean? So, and I'm already going to see it, so the only one other person would possibly see it. So I think I might just take discussion boards out altogether, and then what I'll do is I'll just make this 45 and this 55, okay? So right now, currently, there's the 1 discussion board. So go ahead and do the introductions. And then, but I don't know if I'm going to have you do the other ones, because There's no real way to respond to other people on that. So anyway, that's that. Hopefully that makes sense, right? Good. So let's go back here. So that's the lecture. Then there's just a direct link to the introductions discussion board, which is right here. You can also get to it here. And then there's the lab. Okay. So if you click on the lab, it's going to bring you right here. You can also click on assignments. It'll be posted there. You can see the lab here. You can see resources, so you can watch the video tutorials at the bottom of the webpage, which it's just going to send you to here and then just go all the way down. I might actually embed the videos in there. And then download the lab materials here. So here are it's one image this week, but it'll be a zip folder. You're just going to grab that, unzip it, and then you can use that image. So anything you need for the lab to do the same thing I'm doing, it'll be right there, okay? But I also have it, if you look, right here, you can see I also put it right there, and I also put it right there. So hopefully, find it somewhere. And so then you just submit it right here, and you're just going to drop it like it's hot, and just hit submit, and hopefully it'll let me cancel. Okay. And I think that is everything. Yeah, so, you might have gotten an email also. You can check this. You should have gotten an email that tells you how to download, what do you call it? See, I don't have the software section here, but it's going to tell you how to download the Adobe Creative Suite. So if you do get that, just go ahead and download Adobe Creative Cloud. You're going to want Photoshop and Dreamweaver, basically. Okay? Yeah, so that's, I think, some of it. Just, another thing, too. So if you have any issues, let me know. Like I said, email me, message me, whatever you got to do to let me know. And I will do my best to help you. The idea is to make you succeed, to get the information out there, that sort of thing. I also need you to help me as well, okay? I don't have a ton of experience teaching this way, right? I'm used to being in person. So in order for me to have an easier time of doing it, I need you to let me know if what I'm doing is working. If there's some sort of error, which is honestly very highly likely, like, oh, you didn't post the course materials, or you have an assignment posted, but it's actually for a different class, or something like that, or even like misspellings is kind of nice to know. Just make sure you let me know. Or if you have an idea of like, hey, there's this cool program, or, I think this material would be better delivered this way. I can benefit from that, And also positive feedback is appreciated. I have low self-esteem. I need what I can get. So, I'm going to try and make this as much of a back and forth as possible. All right? Other than that, stay safe, stay healthy. Let's do this, guys.